guys, Amithbuster here, and I'm here with another video. Today we're going to be doing a discussion video with this guy.
Hey guys.
And this guy is my friend, so the reason why I wanted to let him be in this video is because he plays console Overwatch. And now you may be thinking, well, console Overwatch is for scrubs, right? Well, I mean, yes, that's also true, but the real reason is because it gives another opinion or another side rather than PC, because I play PC and strictly PC, and if I tried console, I would get screwed over because I hate controllers. So that's why I wanted to add him, because, you know, like, characters are, like, better on console versus Overwatch, so that's why he will be in this. So just to start off, we'd like to go over the patch notes. So one of the main ones, and this is from a while ago, was the soldier buff where they increased his damage per bullet. Now this was devastating because it changed the tank. It did a lot of damage to tanks because Reinhardt would get his shield ripped real quick, and so he kind of played a role in slowing down the triple tank. And the next one is the Roadhog changes. Now, Roadhog, what they did to him, and this was more recent, a few days ago, which was the fact that they made his hook so it can't go around corners like it did, like the BS hooks. People were thinking that this update would make him a nerf, but that's not the case. What they did is they made his hook kill almost everybody who has 400 HP or less, and that can be a Zarya in one shot, which is devastating. So, what are your thoughts on Roadhog in this?
Yeah, I think Roadhog is really powerful now, actually. He's still as powerful as he used to be, because there'd be more squishies now in the meta, so Roadhog's hook, instantly killing Ana, that's fantastic.
Yeah, probably even better than before, actually. Because,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, the BS hooks, they don't happen all the time, right? It's, like, not necessarily rare, because it's an overstatement, but, like, it doesn't happen all the time. But now, instead of having to, like, you know, shoot them, melee, still not kill them, and then maybe somehow get off another shot on them, is hard to do. But now, since he kills basically everybody, since it's, like, he pulls them in a straight line, it's crazy. And this next person we're going to be talking about, this also happened a while ago, but this is going to lead into our next section, and this character will be Ana. And so what Ana did is she made the triple tank meta viable. So what do you think of the triple tank meta?
I think triple tank meta is finally coming to a fall.
Yeah,
I hope at least.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I think Ana's nade allowed silly mistakes with tanks and to keep them alive and bail them out of situations. And I think hopefully Ana will not be a must pick now for support class.
Yep, and so if you guys are wondering, what they did was they changed her grenade. So when she throws it on somebody, when she shoots them once again, or when they get healed, it doesn't heal them as much as it normally did. It used to be 100% healing, but now it's 50%, so that's a significant nerf. Which is going to make it so that the triple tank won't be as powerful because the tanks can get healed. And the reason, another character who would give the triple tank its life is D.Va, and she got nerfed in the recent patch with making her armor and her HP switch. So now she has 400 health and 200 armor, which means she soaks less damage. So that kind of messes up the triple tank itself, and it makes her so that people who should be able to kill her, like Reaper, actually kill her. So in the console Overwatch, do you see a lot of triple tank? And with D.Va mostly?
Even originally, there was less triple tank because there's not a lot of supports on console.
That's true.
But triple tank has fallen tremendously, and I hope to see more flashy plays coming out of DPS characters now.
Yep. And so that's going to lead into our next one, which is going to be the current new meta versus the new meta. So the old meta versus new meta. And so the old meta, like we were saying, was triple tank, and that's been a staple for a really long time, as long as Ana has existed since she came out. But the new meta, which is kind of controversial, I don't know if it's actually going to work, is the triple DPS. Now, since the tanks aren't as powerful as they used to be, the triple DPS is going to be very powerful because you'll see less tanks to be able to pick them off, and that would depend. So which one do you think is going to be better, like in general?
I think triple tank meta is still an option, but it's
Yeah.
not going to be the overall meta. I think triple DPS also has its really strong foot in the door to open up a pro scene and even regular, high plat diamond scene, to also stick its foot in the door for potential really good plays.
Right, right. I see what you're saying. So like we were saying before, Soldier has been in the meta constantly since he was buffed around I think January 4th ish. So he basically probably will not leave the meta until either maybe someone else who can kill him very easily gets nerfed, or sorry, gets buffed, or he gets nerfed himself. And also, I would like to talk about is Roadhog. He is also in the current meta because of how powerful he is. And now, for the next part would be the new event, which is Capture the Flag. And this came out with the Overwatch Year of the Rooster event, the limited time event. And I have played this myself. Have you played this?
I have. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's very fun. But the only issue I have is it's starting to kind of turn out not necessarily like a triple tank, but not triple tank, what I mean actually triple tank, but in a triple tank, what people do is they used to rely on exactly those three people, which is like Reinhardt, D.Va, Roadhog, or Winston, D.Va, Roadhog, and then like three support. Well, that's somehow kind of happening in Capture the Flag. They're using like the six specific people every single game. Like Symmetra's a staple, Winston's a staple, Farah's insane because she can fly, and Farah is a weird one. She's not the best, but if you think about it, when you're playing Capture the Flag, you don't normally choose like a soldier or McCree, right? Because they're not the best, especially McCree. He's not good at capturing points as an attacker because, he has no shield, he can't like move around quick. So basically Farah rules the skies, so she's very viable. Um, do you see a lot of Symmetra and Torbjorn?
Oh, you wouldn't believe the Symmetras and
I know,
Torbjorn on
yeah.
console right now.
Symmetra and Tor were basically staple. They're crazy good. So I just wish it would be more like interchangeable. And I, at first when this came out, thought that Sombra and Tracer would be overpowered in this because Sombra can be invisible and Tracer can, dash, run. But as you actually play it, she's not, because when you're capping the point on Capture the Flag, you cannot take damage. So for like, I don't know, however long it takes to capture the flag, you have to not be able to take damage and not die at the same time. So if you have no support from maybe like a barrier or something, you won't be able to capture the flag and get out. So if you can't get the flag, there's no point in getting out with the blinks that you have. So she's actually not that good.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are expecting, solo carries in Capture the Flag. That's really not true because the defenses that set up on Capture the Flag are actually pretty strong. So you do need a good, somewhat of a team push to actually capture.
Yeah, and one person, and this is absolutely needed, which is Winston, because not only can he bubble the point and not let his team take damage, but once he gets his ult, you know that his jump cooldown gets reduced like super low, so he can jump like super like every like 1 second or 2 seconds. So I mean he can get out of that place really quickly and no one can chase him down in time, which is why he's a staple. And this will lead into an older one, which is Oasis. Now this was a map that was introduced a while ago in January, this month in January, and it's been controversial. I mean, when it came out, it looked really cool, right? Like the launch pad in one of the maps. It was cool and all, but like as I was playing, I felt like it was a gimmick more rather than an actual useful like thing, like a mechanic. It's not very useful. So what do you think about that?
I think Oasis was too many shiny toys for Overwatch players to deal with that one.
Yeah, I think it was like too many gimmicks. And one thing I didn't really understand is so in all of the control points that have existed prior to Oasis would be the control point would be rather in the center area of the map. But in Oasis, in one of the points, there's like a center point and then there's the point on the left, which is kind of confusing. So it's like almost like a maze rather than an actual thing. So when I first jumped on the game, I was like, what the heck? Isn't the point supposed to be here? And then as I realized, it was actually towards the left, which I didn't understand why they would do that. And it's funny because when I was playing, I actually never bothered to even try the launch pads because I kept forgetting they were even there and they weren't useful. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, jump, like, you won't be able to, it's super hard in general to hit somebody while you're flying in the air across the map.
Yeah.
So, what's the point, right? It's just better if you stay on the ground. So, what do you, I mean, what are your thoughts on Oasis?
I think Oasis was fun for the very beginning, but
Yeah, it was
kind of
cool.
died. It's lackluster.
It's like every gimmick ever. It's cool when it comes out, and then it's just useless after. I personally do not like Oasis. I thought it was gonna be really cool. Like the design is by far like spectacular. I love how it looks. Like
Yeah,
the
it
looks
looks
of
very
it,
good.
it looks very nice. It's like very visually appealing. But the actual play style, I don't like the layout of the map itself. I prefer the other King of the Hill, like Nepal, etc. The next topic is going to be the most toxic out of all of them, which is going to be very different for console and PC, rather because of the skill, not necessarily skill difference, but of ease of aim. And this would be the Hanzo and Widow mains. Now, I would like to talk about this before my friend console player talks about this. So I personally love playing Hanzo. I mean, I used to play Widow more, but now I'm not as good as Widow, and I'm playing a lot of Hanzo because I'm actually good at him. And see, on PC and in console, actually in Overwatch itself, a lot of people do not like to give a Hanzo or a Widow a chance because, and it makes sense because a lot of Hanzo and Widow players that try them actually do not get the results they were doing. Like if you think about it, if you're playing Hanzo, you get a dope headshot, right? And you're all happy. But if you really think about it, if you were like a McCree or a Soldier or a Junkrat, you could have gotten that kill plus like 30 other more, and you would have gotten much better results. So it may seem good to you. So I'm like arguing for both sides. But like, if you look at someone's profile, I have 20 plus hours on Hanzo and 20 plus hours on Widow. I'm pretty good at both of them. So I would like for people to give me a chance to show them that I'm good, but unfortunately some people either are toxic or they just don't want to take the chance, which I understand. So what are your thoughts about it? Do you like them? Do you hate it?
Um, I have to admit, and I'm guilty as charged. I at times can be one of those people when I'm close to reaching diamond or whatever. I don't want to see a Widow in a triple
Right,
tank
yeah,
meta
yeah.
because it
See,
just isn't good per se.
even as a Widow player myself, I also panic when I see a Widow on my team because it's like that risk of like the bike being really like there's more of a
Yeah.
risk of the guy being terrible than the guy being insane and really good because like I said before, if you're a different character, if you think about it, would you have done better with a different character or would you have done worse? So that's
Ah,
something very good to think about when you're in this situation.
I
Uh,
think the
oh, God.
solvency of this is
Solvency.
just just add more heroes to your pool. Don't just main Widow and Hanzo, but
Right, yeah.
fallback heroes as well.
I can play almost everyone in the game. Obviously, some better than the others, but
Don't brag about it.
I'm not bragging. I'm just saying some are better than the others, obviously. Um, like, some of them I kind of suck. Like, Symmetra, I barely played her, but I know how to, right? So
Symmetra's so good.
yes. And also, like, this is why I would like to have him talk, because Symmetra in console Overwatch, and this is why I was specifically putting this in because he's here. And in console, it's a lot harder to aim, right? You have a joystick and you have to slowly wait for that to turn to shoot somebody. But in
Hmm.
mouse, you can just flick, shoot, and you're done. And you hit them, you kill them, they're dead, headshot, boom. But in console, you can't do that, right? So then when people play it on console, like Hanzo and Widow, or people who require aim, like McCree or something like that, people panic because, it's generally harder to aim on console, which is why Symmetra, Torbjorn, Winston, etc. are amazing on console just because of the fact that you don't need to aim with Winston or Symmetra, you just have to be in the general area, and Torbjorn, the turret, can do most of the work. And so what do you think of this? I mean, I wouldn't know as much because I don't play console. But
I think it just goes to show the vast difference in what console perceives as meta and what PC
yeah,
derives as meta.
that makes sense. So with that, that's gonna be our Overwatch discussion today. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed and hope you learned something. Maybe got some new speculations. I don't know, but have a good day. Bye, guys.